Today on the channel, from the latest wave of the Masters Universe Origins, we've got Snake Armor Skeletor, and we've got Roboto.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Masters Universe Origins unboxing and review. And today on the channel, from the latest wave, we've got Roboto, and we've got Snake Armor Skeletor. But for all your Masters Universe needs, and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up Big Bad Toy Store. Use the link in the description below. And today, we're back to it with more Masters Universe Origin figures. A lot of leaked lineups, a lot of leaks going out, a lot of confusion where some of these lines are going, as we've heard some Walmarts, some Targets have cut back or removed their Masters of the Universe figures. Of course, there was that YouTube video that went around saying they're all going to be deleted come April. I guess we'll find out what happens come April. But we are seeing a little bit of this moving to Mattel Creations, some of these toy lines, the Masters Universe stuff that's going on, the Revelations, then the Origins, of course, figures, and some of the Mattel Creations exclusives going to Mattel Creations. So it's a little bit of a confusing little look into the Masters Universe right now, but they are technically still available, hopefully at retail. Hopefully it will continue on, as we got a lot more characters we want, and of course we got Eternia looming before we know it. But of course we're going to do this unboxing and review like we do all the other unboxing and reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging, we're going to talk about it, we're going to unbox it, we're going to talk about it, we're going to see where it goes from there. And I guess let's start it off with the baddest of the bad. Let's start off with old Snake Armor Skeletor. Of course we did get Snake Armor He-Man, and we unboxed that on the channel a while back, so we got to have these two ready to square off with each other. But here it is, old Snake Armor Skeletor right there. We got the Snake Men packaging. You can see the snakes at the top. Of course, Masters Universe classic logo going on there. Figure, and then you got the Snake Men sticker there. Got kind of the reptilian packaging there. A nice little extra touch. Snake Armor Skeletor, poisoned with power. Modern posing, retro play, of course, as we do know. And then on the back, get all kinds of stuff. You get the cross sell, get that beautiful artwork, UPCs, warnings, all that. See what it says back here. Skeletor's cursed snake armor makes him stronger, but mind-controlled by King Hiss. So King Hiss has control of Skeletor here, and in the back you can see King Hiss and the rest of the Snake Men looming, watching over. But very interesting times for Skeletor, for sure. Rise of the Snake Men. The dreaded Snake Men have arisen from the darkest depths of Snake Mountain. King Hiss and his repulsive reptiles have vowed to destroy He-Man and his heroic warriors, as well as Sun Man and the rulers of the sun. Will Eternia fall to the slithering swarm? And they might. So we got Roboto here. Of course, we're going to talk about him in a second. Tongue Lasher and Hypno are part of this wave. Hopefully we have those sooner than later. We can twist old Skeletor into battle positions, and it's got a fit-fanged blade is what that is called, his weapon. So we'll dive into that as well. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see what all the fuss is about for old Skeletor in his snake armor. There it is. See you later. Goodbye. And of course, you get the comic book with this one. Assassin's Aim, it says. And then, of course, you do get the little instructions of you can remove the body, the plug and play. See you later. Goodbye. Assassin's Aim. So you got a little tongue lasher on the front. Got a little point dread action. Talon fighter, I should say. Some interesting stuff. These comics are always really cool. These are the American versions, as we do know. If you get the foreign carded Snake Men, or I guess any Masters Universe Origin figures, there's no words in the comics. That takes a lot of fun out of it, but this one is the American version here. Looking really good, so we're off to the side with that. Now we get old Snake Armor Skeletor right there in the old plastic prison. Looks just like Skeletor, of course, that blue skin that we are accustomed to with Skeletor. We had one twist tie, that's it. Oh, we got two in the feet. Of course we do. Of course we do. We got two in the feet. Cut that out. Cut that out. Whoa, almost lost him. We got all kinds of stuff going on. This is a complicated Skeletor is what this is. See you later. Goodbye. Twist ties. See you later. Goodbye. All right, let's get down to the accessories first here with old Skeletor, and we do get a big old plastic shield. Nice purple shield here. Got the little grip for the forearm here, the hand on the side. Nice spikes all over it. Of course, big skull in the front with some fangs going on. Kind of fits the motif, I guess you would say. And the purple does match Skeletor here. Big shield for Skeletor, looking interesting. And then this sword, I don't know what this sword's all about. It almost looks like one of those old school mini vacuums you would use. That's kind of what it reminds me of. An interesting green color as well. It's got kind of little ribs on the side. I guess that's supposed to be the sharp end of it. And of course, the handle down here. I would say probably the least iconic weapon we have had in the Origins line so far. Is this is very strange weapon. Not really that impressed with this at all, but it is what it is. It's going to be his weapon, so we have that. Now we get old Skeletor here, and it's, of course, feels like Skeletor, but a heck of a lot of differences. And the first thing you notice is the big vest he's got going on here. The big old apparatus, big old snake hood wings here. It's like a cobra's head. Got the hood on the side, of course. Got the big old green eyes and the two fangs going on down low. Of course, this is all removable if you wanted to, but the helmet here that he has is not removable, and that's one thing that's really different for Skeletor is you got this orange with the green eyes, snake-like helmet, and it is, of course, snake armor Skeletor, so I guess it makes a lot of sense for him to have that here, but boy, it feels like Skeletor, but looks awfully different, and he's part of the Hiss army here. Apparently, this helmet does mind control him under King Hiss or something, so he's one of King Hiss's minions, which is kind of funny because when we think of Skeletor, we think of him a little bit cowardly, a little bit running away, letting his henchmen do the battle. So to see him on the front lines is a little bit different take on the character of Skeletor. Obviously, he's under mind control, so that's how that does happen there. But he does look interesting for sure. By no means is this the most iconic or going to be my favorite Skeletor figure. It is just truly different. It does definitely feel different here. Skin tone feels on point with Skeletor. Wristbands and feel on point. Of course, the loincloth down here does feel on point as well. Very Skeletor-like. Got the shin guards going on. Got the very like merman-like feet going there for him too. He's got a gripping hand and a splayed out hand, of course, so he can hang 10 with his sword here on this side and have the shield on the other side. Articulation is the usual articulation. Arms go around, are limited by those shoulder hoods there on the snake armor. But then you get the side to side at the elbows, single jointed, of course. Back and forth on the hands, back and forth on the waist, back and forth on the head, up and down on the head. He can do a little bit of those Skeletor splits if he needs to. And then you get the side to side and single jointed knees. And then you get a little boot cut action and then back and forth on the old feet there for Skeletor. So not bad. It's kind of what we're accustomed to. We're kind of used to stuff like this in the Origins line, of course. Just a different take on Skeletor from the 2000 era Skeletor, of course, fighting He-Man and the snake armor, things like that. But it does look good for what it is. We're getting deep. As we go deeper in this line, we're going to start seeing, I think, a few more deep cuts, and Roboto is going to be one of them here. But we do got the snake armor He-Man officially in the Origins line. Or Skeletor, I should say. This is He-Man. And now we can have these two square off. So we got two versions of the snake armor. One for He-Man, one for Skeletor. Not a bad day at the office right there. Just not the most iconic, but something that's a little bit needed. A little bit needed, we'll say that. So there's old Skeletor. Now we're going to turn our attention over to Mr. Roboto himself, old Roboto, and Roboto's second journey into the line here. I got another one right here. Of course, the more iconic Origins Roboto from a few series back. I think if you're only picking up one Roboto, that's probably the one you're going to want. I believe this is the mini comic colors Roboto, if I'm not mistaken. A little bit of differences between the two, but really, at the end of the day, just a fancy repaint is what this one has ended up being. There's old Roboto there, the Snake Men packaging like we're accustomed to with this new 2023 Rise and Year of the Snake Men here. Roboto looking really good. And what's it say here? The heroic mechanical warrior. Twist waist to unleash his robot power. And then on the back, you got the usual cross-sell, all that kind of stuff. What's it say about old Roboto back here? Roboto may have strength of steel, but it's cybernetically enhanced heart that makes him one of Eternia's bravest. Of course, and we do got a heart on his chest here, where we don't have that on the other one. So that's a little bit of a change of pace between the two. But a lot of the stuff seems to be reused down to the weapons and arms. To me, it is different. These two do look different, but you got to make them as different as possible. I'll give him different arm weapons, things like that, to make these two feel as different as I possibly can. Let's get old Roboto out of the package. Maybe. Uh-oh. Gotta be careful there. Gotta be careful. You guys know how that goes. See you later up high. Goodbye. What do I got here? We got a little tape on here. Oh my gosh, you gotta be careful. Oh, I ripped it a little. Oh, frustrating. Frustrating times, let me tell you, with these mini comics sometimes. See you later, goodbye. Same comic right here, same one we got before, so we don't have to go over that again. We got Roboto in the old plastic prison, looking good, looking only like a Roboto could look if he got a heart. Like a young Tin Man from Wizard of the Oz, really, at the end of the day. Pull him out. There it is, up high. See you later, goodbye. And we get the accessories here with Roboto. So we do get the cannon, gun cannon arm, and then we get the kind of trap jaw-like mechanical gripping arm. You know, I'm too lazy to get off the couch. You get the big old gripper, and you get the remote that way. That's kind of what he has right there. Both in a nice gray color to it. Got quite the marbly wash throughout on this gun one there, although you can really see that in the plastic, some of that marbling going on. Got that swirl to it, very interesting. But the same stuff we've seen with Roboto over here. I'll probably end up leaving this kind of, I guess you call it an axe arm. That is different than the gun arm. The gun arm's always been my favorite, but I think I'm going to go with the old axe arm on this Roboto. First thing I notice is that big heart in his chest. That is a point of difference from the last one, as we said. Of course, instead of the blue arms and the blue legs, you get orange here. Instead of the maroon tights there, you get the yellow tights, and then you get the silver boots, the silver arms, that kind of stuff. Then you get a red arm, just a different color of red. So very, very similar, but very different at the same time between the two colors. You get that mouth that moves, of course. His head moves back and forth, side to side. Arms go back and forth, just like any of the other ones. Arms are going to be removable, as we do know. The plug-and-play feature is real fun on this. You could technically move back and forth with parts, mix and match, make them different if you really wanted to. Of course, you do move the waist here. Look at that. He gets a little chatter jaw going on, and then the gears in the middle, they do move as well. And very big opening on the back, so you can kind of see all the gears working. Always a really... The noise on this one, always cool to hear that noise. A little ratchety noise. And of course, I don't think... Yeah, you can't remove the waist on this one because of the gimmick there, which I'm totally fine with because I'm keeping them. And I like to have gimmicks with some of these guys. As we've complained about, to me, it doesn't really matter too much that they're missing some of the gimmicks on some of these guys. Mechaneck was the only one that really broke my heart a little bit, as I always love to twist Mechaneck and have that neck go up. Don't have that here, but you do got some of that going on here. Looks good. I like the flapping jaw too. That's just kind of funny looking there. Of course, these are plug and play arms. Just plug and play them like we do know. Very characteristic of the Masters Universe Origins. Is this an iconic Roboto? Not to most people. I think most people would say, what is this Roboto? Is this him fighting the Snake Man in something different? I guess kind of is, but it is, I believe, from a mini comic version way back in the day, but it is far from the most iconic version of Roboto, at least for me where I sit, and as you guys know, right here at this table is where I do sit. But Roboto looking good. I still am going to prefer this version. Still going to have to prefer this one. And this one's cool enough. Yeah, I'm going with this one all day long. I like the blue on him for my Robotos. But between these two, Snake Armor, Skeletor, it's just kind of okay. It's kind of just there for me. I think I prefer the Roboto. Even though Roboto doesn't feel as special as it just really is a repaint, I still like it better than the Skeletor. I guess I'm just not feeling the Skeletor, especially his weapon, the looks of him being under mind control. It's just hard for me to process in my mind, I guess. I don't know. So I'm going Roboto, then Skeletor. But what say you guys out there? What are your thoughts on these guys? Picking these two up, passing, playing the long game. Easy passes for you. I can see that. A lot of people want the traditional versions. Some of these repaints, re-releases, different versions. Not for them. I understand that too. So let me know in the comments your thoughts on these two figures. Don't forget to like this video. You made it this far. Give the old Hacksaw Jim Duggan thumbs up. Don't forget to let me know what you think about these, like I said. And don't forget to subscribe to this very YouTube channel. And don't forget about the Patreon channel, your best way to support all the content we bring here. And then, of course, you can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget about social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for a Snake Armor Skeletor and a Roboto, I'm a Kyle, and I'll see you guys all real soon.